Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning. It is ripe time for the opening day of the football season, one of my favorite days of the year. Um, being that, one of my passions is fantasy football, so I'm going to take a few minutes and kind of share for you some of the ins and outs of fantasy football, what it's about, why it's about, etc. Don't worry about my roommate back there, he's just getting in his workout. So, fantasy football is essentially a fully immersive interactive virtual competition in which people manage professional football players against each other. It essentially lets you act as a general manager of your own football team, and what actually happens in real life reflects the points that your team gets. So it's very competitive. It all starts with a draft. It's kind of how the whole thing goes. Now, some leagues are really serious, and in leagues such as this, live fantasy draft is commonplace. Think beer, laptops, and bros all meeting in one guy's basement to select their teams. The draft is modeled after the professional draft that takes place every year, in that each owner selects one player per round. There's usually about 15 rounds so that you can fill up your entire roster. This process is by and far the most important part of your fantasy season. Tensions can run rather high. Sacrifices will be made. Feelings are usually hurt. It can definitely get a little rough. So once you have your team selected, it's time to start watching football. So now I've played fantasy football for about 7 years now, and there's one thing I've learned. It is to go with your gut. Whether it's draft choices, whether it's trades, whether it's choosing your starting lineup, listen to your gut. It is almost always right. For some people, fantasy football is all about the money. Some leagues offer prizes and upwards of $1,000. I'm in a small paid league with a small pot of 250. So, but for me, fantasy football, more than anything else, and what it does for a lot of people, is it gives you a reason to watch and follow every single game every Sunday. Most football fans are, very aligned with the one team. I'm a Steelers fan and no one else. So, and for me, one game isn't enough on Sunday. We need reason to watch the rest of them. So, trying to watch a team you don't really care about is actually incredibly boring. But wait, you have the team starting quarterback now in your fantasy team in a league where you can win money. It all of a sudden becomes very interesting. Suddenly you're cheering for his team like you grew up following them. It's really that feeling of putting yourself in the game. It's the feeling of pitting yourself against your friends. Just that feeling Tuesday morning when you check your team and you've destroyed your overspoken best friend by 44 points. These are the feelings we all play for. This is why fantasy football has 19 million users in the nation. It gives you a reason to wake up early on Sunday. Gives you a reason to talk to the guy sitting 4 cubicles down with a Bengals jersey. It gives you a reason to know everything there is to know about football and then some. I'm planning on sitting in this very spot for a good 8 hours, doing nothing but watching football, having a beer, and tracking my fantasy team. Yeah, we'll get into more on this in the next episode, but have a good day, all right?